Hey, Wonderhussy here. I know this isn't my finest moment, but forgive me, I went to a real wild party last night in the quaint little historic mining town of Beatty, Nevada. Now, if you've ever driven up or down US 95 from Vegas to Reno, or vice versa, well then, you have passed through Beatty. And it's a pretty interesting place. And I do intend to make a video going into the entire fascinating history of this boom and bust mining town. But unfortunately, well, I'm not really feeling up to it today. So why am I stopped here walking around town looking like a ninny in this frazzled Tammy Wynette wig and a bathrobe? Well, it's because, man, there's something here that's so interesting. I just had to stop and do a quick video because I've been fascinated by this place for a long time. Okay, now if you've been to Beatty, you know there's some pretty cool bars in this historic old mining town, like the Happy Burro, Chili and Beer, and the old Sourdough Saloon, which unfortunately has been closed as long as I can remember, but apparently I got an email from a couple of guys from Vegas that are supposedly rehabbing it and fixing it up. And those two bars are super cool, but there's this new place opening across the street that really defies explanation. And that is this incredible steampunk casino. Now, I don't know anything about what's going on with this randomly, ridiculously ornate steampunk casino going up in the middle of Beatty. All I know is I've been traveling through Beatty off and on for probably over a decade, and the first time I remember seeing that, it was just a busted old abandoned casino. You know, it's a real old building from one of the booms that Beatty has experienced. Okay, Beatty's classic Nevada mining town. It goes through booms and then it goes through busts. And apparently the last bust did a number on the Exchange Club, and it was just sitting here kind of derelict for many years until, gosh, I want to say about 5 years ago, I noticed driving through town that someone had started fixing it up. But they weren't just slapping on a new coat of paint and putting in some new carpet. No, sir, they were going to town with this insanely intricate metalwork that is so unreal it has to be seen in person to be believed. And so I decided to get out of my car, even though, yes, I'm wearing a bathrobe and I'm super duper hungover, plus I'm wearing this crazy wig and everyone's looking at me like I'm weird, because I wanted to take a closer look at this place. You know, I'm always in a hurry when I'm driving through. I never have time to stop and really poke around, so let's do that now. Okay, it looks like they're building some kind of giant steampunk octopus right on the corner there. Look at that. It looks like it's still a work in progress. They're putting eyeballs on it. But what I think is really interesting is everything on this building is so crazy ornate and detailed. I mean, you can see even the pillars here have this fancy metal, I don't know if you'd call that filigree. Like, everything is just super fancy. I mean, look at the amount of sprockets on this one wall alone. That's right, I said sprockets. Welcome to Dita's dance party. Remember that? Okay, well, even if you don't remember that, you can appreciate the intricacy of these. I mean, it's not just painted on. Look at that. It's individual sprockets, all machine cut. I'm not sure. I don't know metalworking. Individually cut and sort of pasted, attached to the facade of this historic old building. And it's not just sprockets. There's a big steampunk zeppelin fish. Look at that, with scales. Everything is so insanely detailed. Look at the little porthole eyeball on it. Look at all those rivets on the nose. I mean, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like. And I like this a lot. I have a lot of appreciation for how much work whoever is doing this thing has been doing. And like I said, it's been going on for, I want to say, at least 5 years. These people have been fixing up the facade of this building, and it's like, well, when is the casino ever gonna open? I mean, maybe they won't consider it finished until every last square inch of the building is covered in sprockets and submarine looking fish and portholes. Doesn't that look like an old-timey diving helmet? But look at that. It's not just an old-timey diving helmet. It's an old-timey diving helmet made out of individual sprockets. It's almost like lace made out of metal. I can't imagine how much time this takes. Oh, well, actually, I can imagine how much time this takes because I've been watching them do it for 5 years now, man. This guy is out here cutting each one of these things individually. Look at the friggin' fire door. Okay, this is just a side fire door, and they went through all the trouble to make it look all cool with all these rusty old rivets and this distressed copper finish and this amazing bank vault door handle. I mean, this looks like something from friggin' Disneyland. It's wild for a little teeny tiny town like Beatty, which I think only about 500-600 people live here. And yeah, sure, people driving from Vegas to Reno, back and forth, they'll stop here to get gas or to go to one of the eateries here. There's some really good local cafes. You know, you might stop and have a drink if you're feeling frisky. You know, there's stuff to do in Beatty. In fact, Beatty is just right outside Death Valley. So a lot of people who are going to Death Valley stay here for the night in one of the many fine motels. But none of the hotels are gonna be as fine as this Exchange Club casino. Well, actually, this is just the casino building. The motel part is back there, and well, to be honest, that doesn't look like the steampunk theme really carries over into it. That just looks like a regular motel. And I'm sure it's fine and has very nice rooms, but it doesn't have steampunk Beatles, scarabs attached to the exterior, nor rusty old patched up coffee cups. I mean, look at this. This is the friggin' back ass end of this casino. This isn't even the front fancy side. And look how much detail they're putting into these. Look at these doors. This is like the back entrance, I guess. And just these two doors alone must have cost an insane amount of money and taken an insane amount of time to accomplish. Each one of these panels is inlaid with a ridiculously complicated mosaic diorama. I don't even know what to call it. Words fail. That's right. For the first time in the history of the Wonderhussy channel, words are failing me. Anyway, I guess I'm just gonna keep walking around the perimeter to show you as much detail as I can of this thing. Like I said, you really have to see it for yourself to believe it. Look at this. It's some like crazy submarine looking thing. It's just decorative. It doesn't serve any function. You know, it's not a real hatch. It's all just for funsies. Look at this amazing lotus flower. Wow, each one of these things is individually cut from metal. I mean, this is really remarkable. And that's not even the fanciest thing back here. Check out these doors. Look at this amazing set of doors. It's a silhouette of a king and queen, but super intricately cut out in a patchwork of all these gears. Oh my God, this is like psychedelic, trippy. I mean, whoever this artist is, man, I salute you. Oh, hey, look. Looks like there's an organ sitting out here. I wonder if they're planning to put that in the casino. You know, to do Sunday services. Ooh, wouldn't that be fun if they had a chapel in here? You know, I was reading on the website. It's not open yet, but if you go there, they go, coming soon, Steampunk Casino. Coming soon, Speakeasy. There's going to be a speakeasy bar in here, which I can't wait to go to, and I'd love to go to the grand opening party if they have one. Oh, look at this. It's supposed to be like the front of the Tonopah and Tidewater Railroad. You know, the TNT Railroad, it was an iconic narrow gauge railroad that ran, well, it's kind of a misnomer because it never made it all the way up to Tonopah, nor did it ever make it down to the Tidewater, but it carried ore from the mines up here and from Death Valley down to the rail siding in, I think, Ludlow, California, and then from there it went to Los Angeles. Anyway, it's an iconic railroad, and if you're into railroad history, I don't need to tell you that, but look how cool that is. It's like the whole front of one of those trains coming out the back of this building. I mean, dang, look at this doorway. Look at these stairs leading up to the doorway. And even these pipes and gauges and stuff. Like, I don't even know if these are functional or just decorative. Everything looks like it should be here. So it's hard to tell exactly what's infrastructure and what's art. And I just think that is so cool. Okay, now we come around here to the side parking lot, and this is really amazing. I gotta go farther out into the parking lot so you get a better view. Look at how crazy intricate this arcade, I guess you would call it, along the EC, that stands for Exchange Club. And then you can see there's a little steaming cup of coffee up here. That's because there's going to be, apparently there's going to be a coffee shop in here as well called the Death Valley Coffee Roaster Company, something like that, which would be really nice because there's no Starbucks or any place here in Beatty that I know of to get real coffee other than gas station coffee. And I'm not a coffee snob, but you know, some people really want a nice latte, and apparently soon there's going to be a place to get it. Unreal. And then I love this. I guess it's sort of like a bell tower here on the corner of the property. Oh, look at that. There's double doors at the bottom of it. So, golly, I wonder what that's going to be. Maybe that'll just be another exit or entrance into the casino. Oh, no, look, it just goes to nowhere. It goes into this weird random doorway to nowhere with this crazy intricate stuff up above it. And this tower goes way up, you can see. It doesn't say not to climb up in here. I mean, there's a story above it too. Absolutely bonkers. This is what I love about Nevada, man. Only in Nevada. Well, first of all, only in Nevada can you walk around in a bathrobe and a beehive wig and really not have that many people staring at you. I mean, yeah, the party I just went to was a big Burning Man party a few miles down the road, and so I guess the people in town kind of expected there to be freaks in town. And to be fair, when you're driving to Burning Man from Las Vegas, you do pass through Beatty, so they see them every year, all the big crazy cars coming through. And as a matter of fact, I think the guy who's building this steampunk facade is a Burning Man artist from Las Vegas, I think. Don't quote me on it, but whoever he is, again, man, mad respect to this guy. I hope he does put a bell in that tower. Wouldn't that be something? To have a bell toll every hour, on the hour, just like in London, Paris, all the major cities of the world. I mean, isn't that what they say? London, Paris, Milan, Beatty. I'm pretty sure I saw that on a t-shirt somewhere. Look, there's a sign for the Death Valley Coffee Roaster. That's the coffee company that's going to open here in the Exchange Club. Look, even the letters for Exchange Club, instead of just making some crappy neon sign, each one of those letters is laser cut. Again, I don't know metal work, and I hope I'm not offending the artist by saying that, out of some kind of sheet metal. It's absolutely wild. And so this is the front of the casino. This is the Main Street frontage, the facade that everyone sees when they're driving on their way to and from Vegas. And we got this beautiful steampunk girl. We've got these really ornate church-style doorways. And again, apologies for the noise, but I am standing right at the side of a major, one of the most major highways in the state of Nevada. And there's a lot of truck traffic going to and fro. Anyway, oh, like here's a sexy kind of 1960s, I don't know, pirate maiden. But again, like the intricacy of all this lace work, I want to call it, metal lace work, and even the roof of this, like stuff, the areas where no one even looks. Oh gosh, this is going to be hard to shoot because of the sun, but there's even like fake metal ivy woven up there. I mean, every last square inch of this building. And some might say, oh my God, that's too much. But then there's some like me who say too much is never enough. And what I think is cool too is they have these tall boy tables out front on the main street. So you presumably could take a cocktail or a cup of coffee out here and just watch traffic go by. You know, like the folks do across the street at the Happy Borough. Only now you'll have options in Beatty when it comes to having a roadside cocktail with a view. Isn't that nice? Oh, look at that. I just noticed it says Exchange Club, established 1906. Well, actually it says Exchange Established Club, 1906. I'm guessing this place opened way back in 1906, was back when Rhyolite was actually a booming town. So this casino has been around since the days of Rhyolite. And then it's cool because it looks like he's also tying in some of the Old West history of Beatty. I know there's a terrible glare on this window. Hopefully you can see. It looks like a charcoal portrait of some wizened old Wild West hombre. You know, sort of an homage to Beatty's Wild West history. This was, and kind of still is, a really wild town. Like I said, it's boom and bust, boom and bust. You know, mines open up. There's gold in the hills all around here. So, you know, Rhyolite, if you've ever been to the ghost town Rhyolite, it's right around the corner. That was a big gold town about 120 years ago. Well, guess what? there have been several gold mines over the decades since then, and you know, they play out and everybody leaves town and then they find a new deposit and a bunch of people move here, and I think there's 3 gold mines about to open here within a year or 2, and that's gonna cause the town to boom again, and maybe that's why they're spending all this time on this casino, because they know there's gonna be a bunch of gold miners with a bunch of money who'll pay top dollar to come in and gamble with sexy blackjack dealers and old-time steampunk burlesque outfits. Or at least I certainly hope those are the kinds of uniforms he's planning for the employees here. I mean, the cocktail waitresses should be all dressed up in little fishnets and little tiny mini top hats, and the blackjack dealers, you know, guys with waxed mustaches, and, you know, the bartenders, everything should be, well, the attention to detail with the uniforms, I would hope, would be on par with the attention to detail on this facade. I mean, look at these old-timey slot machines, again, completely made out of old metal stuff. And I feel like I recognize some of these metal pieces. Like, isn't that a finial from like the end of a curtain rod? Like a heavy-duty drapery rod? I mean, this artist must find odds and ends everywhere. And well, if you've ever poked around the desert, especially the desert in this area, anywhere where there was a history of mining boom towns, you know, ghost towns, there's a lot of abandoned metal stuff, and you can find some really neat parts. So I'll bet you anything this guy has been scavenging around ghost towns and out in the desert for probably years and years and years, hoarding all this cool stuff to do what is presumably his magnum opus. Anyway, I digress. We've come full circle around the building, and we're back to where I started, at the base of this giant octopus. And the reason why I don't think he's done working on it is, well, you can see there's still like marker notations on it, and it just doesn't look nearly detailed and complicated enough to be done yet. And you can see over here, he did start covering the octopus with little gears too. Anyway, like I said, I don't know anything about this place. I think I know the guy who owns the building and is presumably paying this artist for 5 years to work on the facade of this thing. I think it's the guy who owns the Eddy World gas station right down the street here. Coincidentally, he owns 2 Eddy World gas stations, one being the biggest gas station in California outside Barstow. I'm pretty sure the guy who owns those gas stations is the guy who owns this casino, and I think his name is Ed. Ed, if you happen to be watching this video, salute. I appreciate the fact that he's commissioning, presumably paying this artist for years and years of very detailed and very amazing work. And well, if you've ever been an artist, you know it can be hard to make a living, and well, thank you, Ed, for supporting the arts. And thank you for providing another fantastic place to get a drink here in beautiful Beatty, Nevada. Okay, hold on. I was getting ready to get back in my car and continue driving home, but I ran into this local guy here. Sir, what's your name?
Marco.
And Marco, here comes a big rig. Marco's the guy who's fixing up the Sourdough Saloon. We were just talking about you.
Yeah.
And so, will you let us take a peek inside?
Absolutely.
We'd love a sneak peek and see what you're up to. How cool is this? I love it when serendipitous things like this happen. Wow, Marco, can't thank you enough. I'm so glad I ran into you. Yeah. So, how old is this bar?
My understanding is that it opened up in 1906.
Oh, 06?
Or
Okay,
nine.
wow.
I think it's
Okay,
09.
but back in the
So
days when like Rhyolite was an actual town?
Yeah, as of 1984, it was called the Sourdough Saloon, prior named the M&M Bar.
So historically it was called the M&M Bar, but you're going to keep it as the Sourdough Saloon?
Yes.
Okay, let's go inside. Okay, well, thank you. Wow. Oh, how cool is this? Wow, look at this old bar. Wow, and it's not in that bad a shape. Wow. Beautiful.
No, this is actually in really good shape. A lot of it's just a matter of cleaning up the dust and dirt that was on everything.
How long has it been closed?
About 2 years.
Oh, it's only been closed for 2 years. Okay, so, oh my gosh, but look at all these dollar bills on the wall. Oh, happy times. Wow, far out. Oh, you have a little electric train that runs around. Oh, up here. Oh, yeah, I can kind of see the train track through there. Oh, well, no worries. You don't have to go through all that for us. Oh, man. Some of this stuff, was this stuff all just in here, like this old creepy horse?
Oh, yeah. All the artifacts.
All the artifacts original. Look at it. All the glassware is still in here.
There's actually a bunch of car parts.
Oh, there's a bunch of vintage car parts in
On the
here.
wall. Well, they were really They're really big on a lot of the car testers. So Death Valley is a huge testing ground for automakers.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
I see up here there's a piece of a BMW or something.
BMW.
Yeah.
This whole wall where there's a lot of blank spots in the wall was all covered in car parts.
Oh, okay.
Behind you, there's a yellow front end of a car.
Oh, yeah, look at that, Mercedes. Oh, and that's because they do a lot of proving in Death Valley?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
What is really cool, this over here, which it's going to come down. I know everybody's disappointed.
Wait, what's good? Oh, the yellow thing?
Yep. But the lights actually will turn on. At one point in time, it was all hooked up.
So this is wired, and the headlights come on like a big light. Ah!
The headlights will come on. And then there are the windshield wipers are hooked up.
Oh, okay. Well, there's no windshield.
Wiper, the fluid's in there. So if you turn it on and you're standing in front of it, it actually shoots you in the face with windshield wipers.
Now, why would you take that down?
Huh?
Why are you going to take it down?
This doesn't fit with the theme.
What's your theme?
Our theme is going to be cowboys and aliens.
Cowboys and aliens! That's literally my favorite theme. I love it. I'm a space cowgirl. Okay, we got the train going. Let's see. Where is it? Look! Ah! Ah! Train whistle! Oh, is that the old TNT railroad?
I'm not sure. I don't think.
Sure, just tell people it is. That'd be great.
We'll go with that.
Who's this babe on the wall here? Julianne Gulpel?
So she was the prior owner.
Oh, this was the woman who owned this bar.
Yes, prior to this, she passed away a few years ago.
Oh my gosh, she's beautiful. What was she, like an actress or something?
She was, I'm not sure what she was acting or if she modeled or what she did.
Wow, absolutely amazing. I just toured the whole property with him. Unfortunately, there were some things I couldn't show you, but he's got amazing plans for it. Cowboy and alien theme. I have a cowboy alien costume. I will be here for your grand opening. Please keep me posted.
I will.
We all can't wait to see your awesome new bar. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you many times in the future.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I just love random chance encounters like this. You know what I don't love though, is it's already getting dark, and that's a bad thing for two reasons. One, it means I can't wear my sunglasses anymore, and I look absolutely horrible without them right now. And secondly, and more importantly, I don't want to be driving home in the dark on these lonely desert roads, especially with all this big rig traffic. So I'm just gonna hurry back to my car and make my way back to the other side of Death Valley. I'm telling you, man, all the most interesting stuff happens on the fringes of Death Valley. But stay tuned, because I'll definitely be back to cover the grand opening of not only, hopefully, this awesome steampunk casino, but also the upcoming Cowboys and Aliens themed Sourdough Saloon.